The golf cart killer America didn't see coming. It's not chasing Teslas. It's chasing golf carts and winning. The Fiat Topolino has quietly arrived in the United States this summer, and it is not here to chase Teslas on the freeway. This tiny, two-seat electric runabout is drawing interest from golf cart buyers and resort communities that want something with doors, a roof, and more style than a basic cart, and the early sales numbers prove that strategy is working. Fiat initially shipped around 300 units to the US ahead of its official October launch, after CEO Olivier Francois said dealers convinced him to ship some units over early. Those dealerships are already moving the sub-$15,000 Fiats like, well, golf carts. In Florida, Alfa Romeo Fiat of Daytona sold its first 6 Topolinos immediately. In Minnesota, Schmelz countryside, Alfa Romeo and Fiat sold 5 before they even hit the lot. This is not a novelty flopping in dealer showrooms. This is a genuine early sales success story. And the reason why comes down to one simple insight Fiat had about a market nobody else was paying attention to. The billion-dollar market Fiat just walked into. Here's the detail that makes this story genuinely fascinating. America has a massive, largely overlooked golf cart market worth around $1 billion annually, with roughly 2.3 million Americans currently owning one. They're becoming increasingly popular in gated neighborhoods, beach towns, retirement communities, and resorts. And Fiat is clearly positioning the Topolino as an alternative to golf carts, but with more personality and, when converted, broader low-speed vehicle capability. Fiat itself says many golf cart owners already use them well beyond the golf course, especially in resort areas, coastal communities, and private neighborhoods. The Topolino is meant to serve that exact same customer, but with genuine Italian styling and an actual automotive brand behind it rather than a purely utilitarian cart manufacturer. The numbers. Small car, small price, small everything. The Fiat Topolino is an electric micromobility vehicle about the size of a longer golf cart, with 2 seats and an advertised range of up to 46 miles on a charge. Size is genuinely the story here. Stellantis lists the Topolino at 4 feet 7 inches wide, 8 feet 3 inches long, and 5 feet 1 inch tall, weighing just 1,073 pounds. For comparison, many full-size pickups today weigh 5 times that. The starting MSRP is $13,995 before destination, and the required $990 destination charge brings the actual starting price to $14,985. Charging is simple too. Stellantis says the Topolino can fully charge in approximately 5 hours using a 2.3 kW AC charger, plugging directly into any standard household outlet without requiring any charging infrastructure investment. The catch: it's not even street legal. Yet here's the twist that makes the sales numbers even more impressive. The Fiat Topolino isn't technically a car at all, and it's currently selling in America despite not actually being street legal. From the factory, the US spec Topolino is capped at about 19 mph, which keeps it below the federal speed window for a low-speed vehicle. Fiat plans a free dealer-installed street-legal conversion kit that raises the top speed to 25 mph, and adds items like a rear camera, pedestrian alert, extra labeling, and a proper vehicle identification number. But that package is not expected until fall 2026. Even after the conversion, the Topolino will only be usable on public roads with posted speed limits of 35 mph or less, and state or city regulations may add extra requirements on top of that. In other words, this is not a substitute for a Nissan Leaf, a Chevy Trax, or even Fiat's own 500. And buyers are choosing it anyway, because that was never actually the comparison they were making. Why golf cart buyers are choosing it anyway? The real answer is genuinely simple. Buyers comparing the Topolino aren't cross-shopping it against EVs at all. They're cross-shopping it against golf carts. And against that specific competitive set, the Topolino wins decisively. A 2-seater electric golf cart like the EasyGo RX-V2 starts around $8,824, while the more upgraded RX-V4 runs about $9,749. Meaningfully cheaper than the Topolino's $14,985, but also meaningfully less car. The Topolino offers actual doors, an actual roof, actual styling, and an actual automotive badge, Italian design pedigree that no golf cart manufacturer on earth can compete with. For buyers already spending 5 figures on a golf cart to putter around their gated community, paying a few $1,000s more for something that looks like a genuine Fiat rather than a glorified lawn appliance is proving to be an easy decision. A genuinely smart bet. That's already paying off. Fiat's American lineup has been thin for years, with the Fiat 500 carrying most of the load, and the Topolino represents something genuinely different, not a mainstream EV competing in an oversaturated market, but a completely uncontested niche product entering a billion-dollar category nobody else in the automotive industry was seriously targeting. The early sales numbers out of Florida and Minnesota suggest Fiat identified something real. A golf cart market that wanted more style, more brand identity, and more genuine car-like presence than the traditional players could offer, and was willing to pay a modest premium to get it. The lack of full street legality at launch would sink most conventional vehicle launches, but for buyers whose entire use case is private roads, resort communities, and gated neighborhoods, that limitation barely registers. This is a golf cart substitute story disguised as a car launch, and on the early evidence, it's working exactly as Fiat hoped. If this surprised you as much as it surprised us, hit subscribe and drop a comment below. Would you take a Topolino over a traditional golf cart?